like at the bottom. Like I never remember to change it because I'm so busy looking at the notes.
Yeah, well, you've been looking at the notes later than normal. Like typically you look at them on the weekend, but you've been busy, so you haven't had the opportunity.
No, I mean like while we're recording.
Oh.
Like I look at the notes, but I don't look at over here, so I don't remember to change the things in between like segments.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But if I have prompts in the notes, I'll remember to look over here and change it. All right. So did we connect? Are we connected?
Bub, I'm not going to be playing with you and your toy.
We are connected today. Hooray. It's working on the first shot. My goodness. I'm so happy. Thank you, Substack, for not sucking today.
I'm going to be playing with you and your toy. Oh, I can hear myself.
Oh, I just muted. And that was on my regular speakers.
Mm.
Hooray, Substack. What's up, Art?
Okay, let me put my stupid mask on.
All right. Joy. So good when things work on the first try. Makes me so happy.
God, I hate this part.
Well, if you would get a microphone to put in front of your face.
Yeah, like, but remember, I'm not at my old house anymore recording. I don't feel like driving over there.
You could still get a microphone connected to the laptop.
Well, I guess I never thought of that.
All right. Joy. Rapture.
Let's see how I look today, if I'm going to be bright, because I changed my position, my sitting position, so I'm facing the window. Ooh. You're still talking.
Oh. I can see you.
Oh my God. Oh, seeing a little too much of me up on that wall. Okay, this is going to have to do. Let me pull up my notes, minimize the screen.
Now you definitely need a ring light. Oh, yeah, speaking of.
I know. I have it in my Amazon cart, and I was going to order it yesterday, and then I forgot about it. Honestly, I really just forgot about it the moment we turned off the podcast the other day.
It's a business expense.
And then I saw, I don't care about that. It's just that I just forgot about it.
Silly rabbit.
I can order it right now while we're talking about it, actually.
Let's see.
Oh, my glasses are fogging up.
If it's not one thing, it's another.
I've realized if you move them down so they're farther down on the nose, it creates a gap, and then it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Pro tip.
Hey. And we're definitely pros here.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Before Show, where we just randomly babble about nothing. Babble, 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 babble. Babble, 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 babble.
Uh-oh. Suffocating myself there?
And you'll probably survive.
Maybe.
If not, don't worry about it. We can find another host. The show will be fine. And the show must go on.
Nobody as fun as me, though.
That's true. I mean, who else is going to talk about their erogenous zones?
Oh, my God.
You're right there, Anastasia?
Every time I see the word, I laugh about that.
Your face and I got confused.
What'd she say?
Did you need to go in the kitchen?
No.
Okay. She's at her desk.
Jordan.
Yeah?
All right. Let's get this stuff ready. All right. Give it a few more minutes. How's everybody doing today? Everyone excited to be back at war? I'm so excited to be back at war.
Yeah, I was really excited yesterday when I saw that gas prices were $4 a gallon again. I was like, ooh,
That's just awesome.
give it to me, Trump.
I mean, what's not to love about that?
Yeah, crazy.
It's definitely a winning midterm strategy. 100%.
My dog is staring at me. He wants me to play with him.
Not right now, sweetie. Mommy's
Not
busy.
Not at all. You were on top of me last night, keeping me awake, dog. We are not friends today.
Yeah, I figure we're still about a month away because the strategic I wrote about last week, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
Mhm.
We do not have a whole lot of time left to drain that. And once we run up against that wall, we're out of mitigation efforts. Between our stockpiles and the stockpiles from the fossil, the oil companies that we've been tapping this whole time, that's going to be it. We're just not going to have anything left. And then, even though China hasn't been which I was not aware of, which is weird because you think that would be part of the story. China has been wildly under buying oil. Like they cut back their oil by more than half in order to avoid putting a huge strain on their economy.
Uh-huh.
And that is one of the reasons that global prices didn't skyrocket, because they cut back so much of their consumption that it left more for the rest of us to buy without putting a strain on supply.
Well, that's smart.
Well, they didn't do it for us. They did it for themselves. But at the same time, because remember, China has been making a huge shift towards renewables because they're not stupid like we are, and they're not owned by fossil fuel companies like we are. So while we've been deliberately scrapping wind farms and solar farms, China's been going all in on renewables and EVs.
Yeah.
So they're actually using less fossil fuel than they used to, like a lot less, while we're trying to deliberately increase our reliance on it because we're stupid and we're run by stupid people.
Yeah.
So when this whole started happening, they were like, you know what? We can cut back and we'll be just fine. We can cut back. We don't need as much oil. Let's get by with less oil. And that made more available for the rest of us, even though the Strait of Hormuz has been closed this whole time for the most part. But I don't know how long they're going to be able to get away with that. And we're definitely not going to be able to do that much longer because we're running out of our surplus. We're running out of our buffer. And sometime by the end of August, if not before then, we're going to run up against that wall. And if this isn't resolved by then, which it won't be, that's going to be it, right? We're just going to have like an explosion in gas prices, and right in time for the midterms. So can't wait. Looking forward to it. Going to be awesome. So much fun. All right. How are we doing here? Oh, yeah. All right. It's after 10. Shall we get started? Or should we wait a few more minutes?
I would wait a few more minutes. We only have like 28 people.
Yeah, I know. The whatever, the daily whatever is sucking up our audience. Actually, we're probably just cutting into theirs at this point. So, hi, T-Ree.
I can't see our chat for some reason.
I mean, you're in it.
I know.
I see you.
I know, but I don't see anybody else. Usually it tells me who's in the chat and everything.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Did you see that?
Let me look. Sorry, my dog is bothering me. Yeah, I see that. Who knows? Bob, I'm not doing it. Oh, I can ban people from commenting. I didn't know that oh, maybe because I went live with you. You guys are all in trouble now.
Muhahaha.
Oh, okay. It's better now. I can see things. Bob, I'm not playing with you.
I mean, you won't see anyone who popped on before you did.
No, I know that.
So
what's everybody doing today? Any big plans?
well, after we're done with the podcast, then
Not you.
I have to go play video games with Anastasia.
Are any of you watching us at work?
I know TV says she's going to be glued to the riveting Todd Blanche hearing.
Oh, I didn't even know that was happening today because I've been glued to the World Cup. What video game are you going to play?
Life is Strange, the prequel to Life is Strange, actually. Anastasia,
Huh?
the Life is Strange prequel is what, called Before the Storm?
Yes.
Before the Storm. That series is really weird. It's
And
basically
gay.
and super gay, which is why she likes it.
What?
You heard me.
That's not true.
Yes, it
That's
is.
why I like it more.
Yeah, no, it's basically a visual novel. The other ones all have some version of time travel, or you can like manipulate events, but this one is the prequel doesn't have anything supernatural in it. It's before all the supernatural stuff. It's just one of the side characters and it's her backstory. But it's also still super gay.
Yeah, I actually don't know anything about what you're talking about, so
It's a very popular series.
I see. I read a book about a serial killer this week.
Of course you did. What? Are you getting some training for Nathan when he gets older?
Oof. Oh, too soon.
You might as well start having him watch Dexter now.
I did say that the reason that I'm so intent on making sure that he is loved and knows that he's loved and stuff is so that he doesn't turn into a serial killer. Because some people really fuck up their kids.
What? I don't know anyone like that.
Anyways, the book that I was reading was about Israel Keys. Which was this. Everybody thinks that he's like the most scary serial killer because he used to travel the country. He would kill from like Alaska to Maine. And he would literally go into a town, kill somebody, and be out of the town.
Damn.
So the police, and he had no type. Like, usually serial killers have type. He had no type. He had no like specific way that he did it. There's nothing that would have like connected any of the cases.
How'd they end up catching him then?
He fucked up. He kidnapped this girl, Samantha Koenig, from a coffee kiosk in Anchorage, where he lived, and he was just getting like really brazen. He went down to like the lower 48 in Texas, and he started using her debit card.
Ooh.
And they tracked the debit card and found him. And they were able to like they were smart because they were like, oh, he's probably not driving his car. He probably has a rental. So they went to all of the hotels in the area, looked for a rental car that they had identified. They identified the type of car, so they looked for this specific car, but with rental plates. And they were able to find him that way.
Okay.
I'm talking about Israel Keys, T-Ree. But without that, they would have never known. And that's scary.
What was his eventual body count that they know of?
So they know of 11, or they think that there was at least 11. That he killed himself in prison. So he only admitted to 3. And they think there was at least 11, but other people think there were more because he was doing it for 14 years. So at least 14 years, but probably since he was a teenager.
Jesus.
All across the country. And nothing would have connected them. And that's crazy.
Do you have HBO?
I do, yeah.
You should. I don't know if it's still on there. It's one of their old movies from like the 90s. It's called Citizen X. It was about the Russian serial killer. It's
I'll have to look at it.
really good. It was the first confirmed Russian serial killer because the Soviet Union refused to acknowledge that they had serial killers because they said there was just a decadent Western thing. So this guy murdered for years because they just refused to acknowledge it could be a thing. So they never looked for him. It's a really, really good movie. It's also very disturbing.
I'll check
It's
it
not.
out.
It's not a documentary. It's a. It's a. Crap. What's it called? Oh my God, I can't remember the word for the movies. It's when they. Holy crap!
Oh.
Not. Oh my God, I'm thinking
MX.
novel. What's that?
MX said the name of the serial killer.
Yep, Chikatilo.
Yeah, I'll check it out. It's not a documentary though.
No, it's not a documentary. It's I keep thinking novelization. It's like that is literally not the word for it. God
Drama.
damn. Dramatization. Thank you. Oh my God. Wow, that was terrible. Yeah, Donald Sutherland is in it. It's a really, really good movie. You'll enjoy it, especially because it's about a serial killer and you have a twisted, warped mind, which is why I like you.
Well, so probably. I always say that it's probably because my dad was murdered, but who knows.
What's up, Morgan? All right. Let us get started. It is now 10 after. We have to get this show on the road. Oops. As I randomly switch screens. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Here we go.
All right. Let me pull up my notes. Guys, I am not going to be in the chat because I need to have my other screen up and I'm on a laptop, so I don't have multiple screens.
Oh, hold on a second. Dun, 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 dun. Why do I feel like I forgot something? Oh.
I'm kind of blurry today, huh? What's happening with that? Oh no,
I did forget something.
That's some stuff.
I forgot to put in the closing part because I'm stupid.
I should have done it when I created the template for the notes.
Yes, you should have. I'm very disappointed.
No, I'm never going to do it.
Nope, you will not. Also, you didn't put a thing for self-care. You'll just have to wake up.
Because I already know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the World Cup that I've been watching and the Dutton Ranch. Why have you been eating 500? Oh, do you have a disorder?
500. That doesn't sound safe.
Well, I'm sorry. I hope that you get that under control. It's hard.
I'm like on a high dose of Wegovy, and I eat more than that. Be careful, sweetie. All right. Okay. Sorry. Episode 105. Abolish ICE, Nuremberg them all. Here we go. This is the Opinionated Ogre Podcast, your weekly rampage through current events with a little snark, a bit of foul language, and a lot of strong opinions. There are new episodes every Thursday, and they're not safe for work or polite company of any kind whatsoever. I am your podcast host, the Opinionated Ogre, and this is my co-host, Florida Woman. Hello, Florida Woman.
Good morning, everyone.
I gotta know, are you super excited that the reflecting pool is drained again and totally going to be fixed totally the right way this time by the same people that did such an amazing job the first time?
I do think it's hilarious that the reflecting pool was drained and it's completely black because every single bit of the paint peeled up.
You know, it's hilarious. Someone showed a picture. They took pictures of it, even though it's all surrounded by a fence and whatever. But you can see the tire tracks from where Trump and his people drove all over it,
Oh my God, can you? I didn't see that.
which is like, so vandals damaged it though, right? It was the vandals with their tire tracks. That's what really
That
did it.
is really funny.
I swear to fucking God. All right. This is the
Stupidest
recording for,
timeline.
yeah, I know. It's just I can't even with these people. This is the recording for July 16th, 2026, and we have a lot to get to on episode 105 of the Yog Pod. We ready to do this?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, then let's get to it. It's time for the Oga Nation news update. Be great if I had the music queued up, but I didn't.
Roar.
Roar. So, Trump, because he's a fucking fascist, has dismantled the Election Assistance Commission, the EAC, after Supreme Court reversed the 91-year-old Humphreys executive precedent that shielded independent commissions from fascist presidents. Trump fired Benjamin Hovland and Thomas Hicks. Those are the two Democrats on the committee. He allowed the remaining Republican, Christy McCormick, to resign. Aw, how nice. The White House released a statement insinuating that the three remaining members of the commission were, quote, not totally aligned with the important task of securing America's elections and ensuring every legal vote is counted. The regime went on to say that it had been working to ensure elections were, quote unquote, safe, and specifically mentioned the midterms. Now, of course, what they meant here when they said they're not totally aligned, they're not willing to rig the elections for Trump. That's what they meant here. That's what they're saying. So Trump will insist that he has the authority to appoint temporary members whose idea of election integrity will be to lie to the public, but only Congress can confirm appointments to the EAC. And there are no provisions in the law to allow for temporary appointments. And remember, temporary appointments are Trump's favorite workaround to avoid congressional approval. He could just leave the commission empty and use the void to sow as much confusion as possible, but we don't know what he's going to do yet. So we're going to find out soon because he's definitely going to do one of those two things. The EAC isn't the only commission that Trump has intentionally dismantled in order to fuck with the midterms. The Federal Election Commission, the FEC, hasn't had enough members for a quorum since April of last year. And there are hundreds of FEC cases remain open and violations are completely unenforced as a result, which is the point. That's why he's doing this. And it's allowing Republicans to fuck with the elections. That's the point. That's why he's crippling the FEC. When this is all over, Democrats need to remove all of these agencies and commissions from the executive branch and either put them under the sole control of Congress or the judiciary. So the next Republican fascists, and they're all going to be fascists going forward, will not be able to do this again. And tomorrow night, we're recording this on Wednesday. We're going to be playing this on Thursday. So Thursday night, Trump is going to be having a prime time speech or whatever, announcements or whatever. Fucking, he's going to be out there babbling. He's supposed to be giving some kind of speech about the election. And it's all going to be bullshit about things they've discovered, which means stuff they've made up. And they're going to be talking, he's going to be talking about the 2020 election and how it was rigged and how they have proof, which they can't provide. They're not going to be able to provide that proof. You're just going to have to take their word for it. And allegedly he's going to be talking about how both Georgia senators, Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff, were illegitimately elected. Like their elections were tampered with, and neither one of them is legitimate, and they're going to be doing something about it. Blah 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 blah. What it comes down to, Trump has been fixated on Georgia this entire time because, as far as he's concerned, that state should have been stolen for him, and he's furious. He's never stopped being furious about the fact that Georgia Republicans refused to steal that state for him. He's never gotten over it. And Trump he's fanatically fixated on grievances against himself. So he will never, ever stop trying to prove, quote unquote, that the 2020 election was rigged against him, even if he has to completely fabricate the evidence, which is what he's going to do. Now, we don't know what this is going to look like. We don't know what this is going to sound like. We don't know what fake evidence he's going to try to put forward, but we know as soon as it gets into court, it's going to be burned to a cinder, because when you get it into court, you actually have to provide the evidence. And when they refuse to do that, every fucking judge is going to be like, yeah, we're not doing that. Like, even Republican judges have a habit of going, yeah, I'm not ruling on that without some fucking evidence. If you won't give me the evidence, get out of my court. Except for the Supreme Court. The Republican justices there will rule on anything without evidence because that's their job. So, but I doubt this is going to get to the Supreme Court. Like, I doubt they're going to touch this with a 10-foot pole. We're going to see how this goes. But this is just the next step in them trying to steal the 2026 midterms. So something to look
Buckle up.
Yep. And we will talk about whatever bullshit he comes up with next week. Meanwhile, let us move on to the next bit of bullshit.
So last week we told you about the death of Lorenzo Salgado Arrojo in Houston. ICE agents claimed that the 52-year-old construction worker tried to run them over, even though there's video evidence proving that was not the case. And that left them no choice but to open fire on him. In a not at all shocking turn of events, the men who were in the vehicle with him said that's not what happened at all.
Shocker.
The Washington Post published an exclusive interview with the men's attorney. 3 men were in the vehicle with Salgado Arrojo when he was murdered. They were all taken into ICE custody, and prosecutors in Texas have actually they've certified their U visas, which is super important because a U visa certification means that they should be stopped from deportation so that they can testify in the investigation. And U visas, for those of you who don't know, are given to people who cooperate with police, and typically they can get their citizenship from them. So it's like called the golden ticket. Their names are Jose Trinidad Rojos, Daniel Tirado Pentajo, and the victim's brother, Victor Salgado. In a written statement, Rojos claimed that ICE is lying. He said, quote, "It is impossible for them to say they were going to get run over. There were no officers in front of or behind the vehicle. They were on the sides." So how can you run somebody over when they are on the sides of the vehicle? It's just not possible.
I mean,
And
doesn't your car drive sideways? I mean, mine does.
only when I'm on a slippery road with no tread. Only
It's
when
magic.
I got NASCAR tires on my car. Their attorney said that the other 2 men who were in the vehicle echoed that statement. And it's important to understand that these men were all separated before they were put into custody. So they had no time to collude with one another to like create some narrative. So the fact that they're all telling the same story is very telling.
Right.
The men claimed that they were headed to a construction site after buying water and ice. Salgado Araujo was stopped at a red light. When it turned green, a vehicle cut in front of them and stopped. He attempted to make a U-turn, and that's when agents turned on their police lights in their vehicle. He continued to move forward, and then the ICE agents hit his vehicle. One yelled stop while firing into the passenger side of the van. So he never had the opportunity to peacefully get out of the car. They just immediately opened fire on him. He was hit in the stomach, and the agents continued firing even after he was hit, and then violently pulled him out of the van and threw him to the ground. The victim screamed for help as he bled out, and his brother said that agents mocked him, asking in Spanish, "You wanted to escape, right?" Which
it just tells you that they're not doing this because they feared for their lives or because they felt they were threatened. They're doing it because they wanted to.
Yeah.
It was motivated by animus. It was motivated by hate, and they're enjoying it.
Yeah,
That's
and the
problem.
fact, right, and the fact that the men who pulled him out and mocked him were also Hispanic is just fucking disgusting and vile.
Sometimes it be your own people.
Yeah, the call is coming from in the house. So as I said, all of the people, all of the witnesses were not able to create a narrative, which means that it's probably true what they were saying because they're all telling the same story. And the ICE agents were not wearing body cams. Shockingly.
Because of course not. You know, I want to take these Hispanic ICE agents, sit them down and explain to them, you're not white. You're never going to be white. If you think you are, I want to drop you off with the neo-Nazis and tell them with no badges, no nothing. Just drop you off in an arena with a bunch of neo-Nazis, tell them your name, and then see what happens to you. Once they're done ripping you limb for limb as you're screaming, I'm one of you, then you're going to find out you're not actually white. They don't care. Because once they're done deporting all the people you think are the bad ones, you're next, buddy.
It's kind of like the Christians who are being attacked by the far right Israelis right now.
Yeah, it's like you were never one of them. They were never going to leave you alone. You were always next in line.
Yeah. You know,
Morgan says they have Stephen Milleritis.
Well, as a Latino, I'm sure you feel all kinds of ways about that, and my husband does too. And my husband always says, you know, nobody hates you more than the immigrant who came before you.
Very much.
So sadly, another man was also shot and killed by ICE this week. On Monday in Biddeford, Maine, 26-year-old Juan Sebastian Guerrero, a legal resident who had a work card and a social security number, was pulled over because he was a brown person near the scene of an ICE raid. Guerrero was married and had a 3-year-old daughter who was, I don't think she was in the car. I think she was near, he was near his house, and the 3-year-old and the mother witnessed it. And she apparently, according to reports, she was standing outside in bluey pajamas while her dad bled to death on the ground.
Okay.
Which is
just delightful. Delightful. And they yelled at her.
Yeah, they yelled at her because she was smelling flowers.
Because that's necessary. It's like, oh, what are you? She illegally smelling flowers? Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, Guerrero was not the target of the ICE raid, even though they tried to say that he was at first, and then they changed their story. They're also calling him illegal, which is not true. He had, as I said, he'd been issued a social security number, and he was legally working in the United States, which means he was documented. But of course, that doesn't matter because whether you're documented or not, you don't deserve to be murdered on the street. I mean, I've been talking to Ogre about this week. This is really affecting my husband, who is a legal immigrant. He has a green card. He went out and bought life insurance because he said that he wanted to make sure that, you know, we were taken care of in case ICE murdered him, which is fucking wild to me. And then yesterday morning when he found out about this, because he came home late the night that this happened, so he didn't find out about it until the next day, and he came into the bedroom and he said, "They're killing us." And, you know, how am I supposed to respond to that? I can never understand what my husband is going through. ICE also claimed that Guerrero fled the scene. So they had to kill him to protect the public, which is another way of saying that they shot the car. They shot at a car that was driving away from them. And in this incident, they also claim that he was weaponizing his car, but video shows that they were on the sides of his car, not in front of it.
Yeah, but at first they didn't say that. They didn't go with that narrative at first. That came later. So they changed their story again.
Of course. And by the way, they were also not wearing body cams.
It's so weird. It's almost like they didn't have unlimited budget to spend as much as they want on anything. And they just deliberately chose not to get body cams.
Yeah, and an older Caucasian man saw it happen, and he said that he didn't see the incident happen, but he saw the aftermath. And they said as the ICE agents pulled him out of the car, he said, "But I tried to stop." But they handcuffed him and let him bleed to death before leaving his body on the street for hours in front of his daughter. You know, Stephen Miller's Gestapo killed Guerrero based on the fact that he was brown and they could. And also, before I let Ogre take over here, there was another death in Florida yesterday. ICE tried to pull over a vehicle with immigrants in it. They ran, and one of them ran into traffic and got hit by a semi-truck. The semi-truck driver got out and tried to save him, but it was too late.
Yeah, it's nice that the guy tried to, because I certainly wouldn't have.
Yeah, no, we know that they just let him die. They don't care.
Now, mediocre racist white people, because this is how I refer to them all the time now, will say Guerrero should have complied. But first, those same people, they're the same ones who cried big sobby tears, boo hoo hoo hoo, when we say that about the dead terrorist Ashley Babbitt. Whenever we say she should have complied, they get super, super fucking mad about that. And second, ICE has a well-documented pattern of disappearing legal residents or beating them to a pulp, or, as we've seen over and over again, killing them. The only sane response is to flee. But Guerrero wasn't doing that. He tried to stop. He tried to pull over. And they killed him anyway because they wanted to. They wanted to kill him. Now, as of Tuesday, we're recording this on Wednesday, ICE is suspending vehicle stops until their racist agents understand their orders to stop murdering civilians. This is supposed to be a pause for further training, but that's bullshit. These are violent, trigger-happy white nationalists who think they'll be protected by Trump no matter who they kill, because so far, that's been true. No one's been punished for, and we still don't even know who killed Renee Good and
Alex Preddy.
Alex Preddy. No one's been punished for any of that. We don't even know their names yet. So ICE is absolutely out of fucking control and cannot be fucking fixed. It has to be abolished. All of the agents investigated and brought up on charges. Nuremberg them all.
Every one of them.
Every single fucking one of them. Even though Guerrero is not a white person, and this is important because so far most of our protesting is reserved for when they kill white people. Still, people have been out protesting in large numbers after Guerrero was killed in Maine. They showed up at Susan Collins's Biddeford office chanting, "Vote her out," which does not vote well for the deeply unpopular senator who, until last week, was looking forward to an easy win over Graham Plattner. Now, she's going to be facing a Democrat, we still don't know who, but whoever it is, they're not going to have a Nazi tattoo and rape allegations while Susan Collins is going to be wearing her Vote to fully fund the murderers of ICE around her neck like an albatross.
And did you hear her? She was like, "This is just proof that ICE needs to wear body cams."
Oh yeah. Oh, let me tell you something. We here at the Opinion Ogre podcast are very sure that Susan Collins is very concerned, and we feel just awful for her. That fucking bitch. So, anyway, let us move on. let us reminisce about the ceasefire that ended the Iran war, and everything was fine forever and ever because Donald Trump is the greatest deal maker of all time.
Mr. Art of the Deal.
Art of the deal. The war's over. Oh, wait. Darn. It's not. But we all knew that was bullshit weeks ago, and now it's official. The war that never really ended is back on because Donald Trump is a fucking moron who can't admit he lost. And that's really what it comes down to. We lost. Trump refused to accept the terms of the deal because we lost. And now, after weeks of exchanging fire and Iran attacking ships that were violating Iran's claim over the Strait of Hormuz, Trump announces full hostilities have resumed. Now, that gives him another 60 days to wage war without congressional oversight, and presumably on day 59, Trump will claim a new fake ceasefire in place, just like last time. Trump announced on Monday that the U.S. Navy is going to blockade the Strait of Hormuz again and threatened to impose a 20% fee / illegal toll on any ship that comes through.
Wait. So we're blockading their blockade?
Yeah, again, we're doing this again. This is about $30 million per tanker. Iran was only demanding about $2 million, but he dropped this demand because he just came up with it on his own. Like, he just whipped it up out of his ass because the Gulf states tripped over their own dicks to offer Trump more bribes / investment in the United States because we have a cheap fucking mob boss in the White House, and Republicans will never be allowed to wash the stain of Trump from their filthy party of criminal perverts. So, Trump is also now pretending his ceasefire, which he bragged about incessantly, wasn't that big a deal because it failed. So it's not what ceasefire. Never met him. He was the coffee boy. Who gives a shit?
Never met him.
In order to keep paying for Trump's imbecile and illegal war, Republicans are trying to push through a new military spending bill worth at least $70 billion.
Jesus Christ.
This is on top of the $1.5 trillion military budget that they're trying to ramp through. And they're doing this in an election year where they said they had to cut school lunches and Medicaid because America was broke. And here's a funny story.
Never broke enough for war.
Yeah. They're not even discussing cutting spending anywhere else or raising taxes to pay for the war. And isn't it weird that we have unlimited money for war, but never enough money for children, the sick, the elderly, the homeless, et cetera, et cetera. So weird. So weird. To the surprise of absolutely no one, certainly not me, the price of oil is going back up, which means the price of gas is going back up. You said it's back up to like $4 by you?
Yep.
Yeah. It's back up to like $3.89 by me. So good times. And that means inflation is going to start going back up. Like it kind of leveled out, went down a little bit. That's going to start going back up real fucking fast. And we were discussing this before the show started. We're just a few weeks away from draining our strategic petroleum reserve to the bare minimum the military says it needs. And on top of that, we are severely damaging the physical infrastructure of the salt caves that store the strategic petroleum reserve, right? The oil that oil is sitting in giant salt caves.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've been reading about it. We are damaging the shit out of them by using them so frequently, and by drawing down the amount of oil in there. It's kind of like a balloon.
Oh.
If you drain it too much, it starts to kind of collapse in on itself.
Oh, so it's like an aquifer. Like you drain it too much and you get a sinkhole.
Kind of, yeah. So we're damaging that, and if we break them, we're not going to be able to get too much of that oil at all, or what we get is going to be shitty. So we have to stop at some point, or we're just going to break it and we're not going to be able to get to it at all. And when we get to that physical limit or to the minimum, the military is going to be like, hey, you take any more of that, we're not going to be ready for a war if we get into one. Who knows, the Republicans are going to scream bloody murder because national defense. When that stops, prices are going to skyrocket because the strait is not opening. Also, Iran is starting to have the Houthis threaten the opening to the Red Sea, which is another pretty vital traffic waterway. So, joy. Now, China is kind of doing the same thing. They're using their own reserves and they're cutting back on their oil. Again, we discussed this before the show. They're avoiding importing oil, but it's not clear how much they have on hand or how long they can keep their imports at a reduced level. They've cut their imports by more than half, and that's part of the reason there hasn't been a worse oil shortage, because they're the largest importer in the world. So if they cut it by half, that leaves more for the rest of us. Their widespread of adoption of EVs and renewables have made them far less dependent on oil, which you would think would be an object lesson for us, the greatest country in the world. But Republicans are owned by the fossil fuel industry, so we're turning into a third world shithole instead of abandoning energy sources that hold us hostage.
And that's also why we won't let their cars be imported into the United States.
Right, because they're making very cheap and allegedly reliable electric vehicles. So now, if and when oil prices spike and inflation spirals out of control, the bank and AI bubbles, which we've been talking about for months, are going to pop. And Republicans will wish for the carefree days of the 2008 2009 crash and kiss those midterms, which are already a fucking disaster for Republicans, will become. I can't even, there's not even words for what that's going to look like. But here we go. Because there's nothing Trump can do at this point to open the Strait of Hormuz, no matter how he says it's open for everybody, but it's not. So, as he can say it all he wants. Oh my God, we're going to go back to his whole bullshit thing about he's going to start going back to manipulating the market, isn't he? About how the Strait's open on one day and then 2 days later, oh no, everything's terrible. He's going to start manipulating the market again so his friends can make money. Ugh, God. Jesus fucking Christ, I forgot about that. It's been a couple of months since they were doing it. Yay. That's something to look forward to. All right. Let's move on. It's time for Florida Woman's favorite segment, headlines for short attention spans.
So, Hegseth, or Kegsbreath as we like to refer to him, man, they are really mowing that lawn, huh?
Oh my God, it's fucking constant. I swear to God, we must have the fastest growing grass in the world here.
So Kegsbreath once again interfered in the suspension of service members because apparently there's no accountability when Pete Hegseth is in charge, even though he's all about meritocracy.
I have to assume all of these people were white.
So 8 Apache helicopter pilots with the South Carolina National Guard were suspended temporarily during a safety investigation for flying too low during a beach flyover on July 4th. They went across several beaches like Hilton Head and Myrtle Beach, and there's video of it. They were very, very low. Like hovering above the water low. It was very low. So FAA regulations require fixed-wing aircraft, which is a helicopter, is not a fixed-wing aircraft, to remain at least 500 feet above people, structures, etc., open or over open water or in sparsely populated areas. helicopters are allowed to fly lower if they do it safely and are on their flight path, which I'm assuming this one was not, or that's why they were investigating. So the military suspended them temporarily just to, check it out. But Pete Hegseth decided to step in and on X, of course, because that's where the government communicates, promised that he was going to fix it. And then shortly after, the pilots were cleared to fly.
But was Kid Rock on one of the helicopters again?
Yeah, and it's just like that, where they're like, fly patriots. It's just like, guys, it's okay if they make a mistake. We should be allowed to, or the military should be allowed to discipline them.
I guarantee they're all white. Guarantee.
I don't know. I don't know what they look like, but look at the video. It's wild.
All right. The Department of Justice, the Department of Injustice, is targeting the New York fucking Times over reports about security concerns relating to the Qatari jet serving as Air Force One temporarily until Trump tries to steal it for himself. Trump took the luxury jet to the NATO summit in Turkey, but had to take an older model for half of the trip back to the United States at the request of the Secret Service, according to the Times report. The Qatari jet is reportedly lacking anti-missile capabilities and other protective features because Trump demanded that it be rushed because he wanted to start using it. He was tired of waiting and he wanted it right now. Me. I want my luxury jet because I want to fly like a fucking king, blah, 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 blah. So it wasn't done. The report embarrassed Trump, and he allegedly demanded a probe to find out who leaked to the Times. The DOJ subpoenaed several journalists, even hand delivering some of them to their actual, either place of work or at home. And the reporters are being told they must testify in front of a grand jury. This is such a wild violation of the First Amendment. I'm having a hard time seeing any fucking judge look at this and not saying, get the fuck out of my courtroom. This is literally what the First Amendment exists for. And screaming national security is not going to fucking cut it here. This is not a matter of national security. Just because a lack of preparation on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. You fucked up. It got reported to the media. That's a you problem, not an America problem.
Yeah, and now Hegseth has launched an investigation to find out who the leakers are.
And not for nothing. They can do that, but they can't punish them for it. When they do, which they will, those people should absolutely fucking sue. It's like because they're not the ones that put the country in danger. Trump did. And whoever signed off on putting that fucking Qatari jet in service, they're the ones that put the country in danger. They put, I fucking hate Trump, but he's currently the president.
Yeah.
The fact that they let him fly on an Air Force One that was not finished was a huge fucking misjudgment. That was a huge fucking lack of judgment. And they're the ones that put him and the country, and granted, if he died, we'd be better off. But
and now they're saying, oh, people were trying to kill him and that's why he had to switch jets. No, it's because, maybe that's true.
Well, even if it is true,
but also you're the one who got into the thing that wasn't ready.
Yeah, I mean, he's the president of the United States. You always assume someone's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Regardless of, if he's Trump or not. Someone's always wants to kill the president of the United States because it's the president of the United States. Therefore, you do not use an unfinished Air Force One. And the fact that they did is not the fault of the people who fucking reported on it. It's the fault of the people who actually fucking did it. And they're the ones who should be held fucking accountable for that. And that's how that goes. So fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Almost as crazy as dozens of people in the U.S. and at least 7,000. So dozens of people in the U.S. have been hospitalized and at least 7,000 have been sickened as the result of a foodborne parasite. Yay.
In 2026, this is the world we fucking live in now.
God, I got really dark all of a sudden. So there's an infection known as cyclosporiasis.
It sounds like a really bad version of dandruff.
Yeah. Causing gastrointestinal issues, including watery diarrhea and explosive diarrhea. Please miss me with that. There's been a sharp rise in cases this year compared to last. And guess what, guys? Doge and RFK Jr. decided last year that they were going to stop monitoring the parasite that causes the infections. The FoodNet program used to track this parasite and 7 other foodborne pathogens. Now it only monitors 2 of them. I'm pretty sure that we talked about this. I don't think we named this one, but we did talk about how they were monitoring 8 foodborne pathogens and then stopped last year when they decided to gut this part of the agency. And now we're seeing the result of the Trump regime's incompetence.
I really want Elon Musk and RFK Jr. to get both of these and die from it, kind of like dysentery. Let them shit themselves to death. That would be so great.
Yes. Oh, man. You're just,
It would be awesome. That would be a dream come true.
So, if you don't want to have explosive diarrhea, wash your fucking produce, including your herbs. Cut off the damaged parts. Like if there's little soft parts where the pathogen might have been able to get into, you want to cut those off. Buy whole heads of lettuce, not the prepackaged stuff.
And it's better if you cook it. Like washing it is not it's not guaranteed. Cooking it is far, far better.
So we're all going to have to avoid salads for a minute, which sucks because that's mostly what we eat here. As of Tuesday, the CDC and FDA are looking really hard at Taco Bell as the source, but we're still waiting for confirmation.
And the jokes just write themselves there. Why even bother?
Just a funny story. One time my husband had some kind of he was sick, right? And I joked that it sounded like he was in Iraq in the bathroom. And our son, the little one, he was probably like 4 or 5 years old at the time. And we were driving and he said, or no, this was he was like 6 because this was not that long ago. So we were driving and he said, "Mommy, does Daddy like Taco Bell?" And I go, why are you asking me that? Is it because he's Hispanic? Are you being racist? I'm like, why? He goes, well, because he sounds like he's going to war in the bathroom and he has to be eating a lot of Taco Bell.
But
and I went, where did he even hear the Taco Bell joke from?
It's just known.
Oh my God.
All right. Let us move on to Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. They're trying to build a resort on Albanian island they purchased with investors. The land deal, this has been going on for weeks. The land deal has led to widespread protests in Albania. And there's been a host of jokes about Trump and Kushner trying to create their own Epstein Island, which, come on, they probably are. Prosecutors are now investigating whether the land deeds for the resort were forged, which, I mean, come on, would anyone be fucking surprised? They're also accusing Otter Shahu, a Miami-based businessman who transferred the land to the Kushner-backed entity, of using the Albanian property sale to launder cocaine proceeds, which, I mean, come on. The Kushners and the Trumps, this has been like a thing. They've been using their properties to launder launder money for decades.
Allegedly. Don't sue us.
I'd like to have the Trumps sue and do discovery, because Jesus Christ, there's so much Russian money going through the Trump properties. Good luck doing discovery. They would never want to do that. because it would
I
be a
mean,
disaster.
I guess we know where RFK Jr. is getting his toilet seat cocaine from.
He just has to walk into a Trump bathroom and it's right there. So anyway, locals have been fighting Shahu over his alleged rights to the property for a decade. Several villagers have provided title deeds and tax records to reporters that indicate they own the property. And residents are now asking the courts to stop the development project. And this is just absolutely typical, right? Everything they do, everything the Trumps and Kushners do is just, there's just corruption and corruption and corruption all over the place from top to bottom. They're just slimy scumbags who just steal and loot and rob, and they just don't care because daddy's the president and he can do anything he wants now. I'm sure at some point the State Department is going to get involved and pressure the Albanian government because it's daddy's little girl and they want the island. Of course they do, because you need someplace to rape those kids.
Ugh.
All right, let's move on.
So while your gas prices are skyrocketing and the cost of groceries is up and everything else costs more money, Congress has decided what's really important is the WNBA.
Oh, for sure.
They are now wasting our time and money investigating the league for like reverse racism or something. So if you pay attention to sports at all, then you know that Republicans have suddenly started watching the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. They've turned the white Indiana Fever Guard into a victim of the angry black women who play in the league with her. Clark, for her part, hasn't really fed into that narrative, but she does talk a lot of shit on the court.
Which, she's an athlete. She's allowed to do that.
She's allowed to do that, and she is very good. Her skills and her shit talking have made her opponents play more aggressively when trying to block her. And I will say that some of it is, just, they shouldn't be hitting her that hard, but it's not unusual or unprecedented. She's not the only player in the history of sports ball to be checked on the court, gridiron, or pitch. I mean, we're watching the World Cup right now and we're seeing it.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that she's white. It has
to do with the fact
shit.
And she's good. It has more to do with the fact that she's good. Don't tell Republicans in the House that, though, because they really think that she's being discriminated against. The WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert received a letter from the House Republican Study Committee demanding answers about how the league is protecting Clark. Clark, guys. Not any of the other players. Just Clark. The Congressional Committee wants the DOJ to investigate the league for discrimination and creating a hostile work environment for Clark. Like, okay. So are we going to investigate every time an athlete gets hurt on the field?
Only if they're white and only if the other
or
people
the court
doing it are black.
Right. That's exactly what it is. And they really have tried to make this a race war in the WNBA, which is fucking crazy. They probably only know the name of her.
I mean, we got to remember that was the Republicans and the right in general don't give a shit about women unless they can use it to further their culture war stuff, right? That's what the whole trans athletes thing is about. They don't give a shit about women's sports or girls' sports until it was, we have to defend girls from trans athletes, all 20 of them. That's all it was, right? It's like all of a sudden it's like, I'll die if I can't protect women. Okay, are you going to protect women from bleeding to death in a hospital parking lot?
No, don't be
no,
silly.
I don't give a fuck about them. I give a shit about the 30 girls in the entire United States with a couple, tens of millions of girls playing sports. There's 20 trans girls who want to play sports, and I have to protect all those other girls, but not the women bleeding to death in parking lots, because I don't give a shit about that. But
could you imagine?
I believe women. I trust women. I have to protect women.
Could you imagine if Republicans launched an investigation every single time a white football player was checked on the field?
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised they haven't gotten to that yet. Though it's just all white victimization. It's just white victimization. They have to
Um,
nail themselves to a cross. It's like everything is just about how they're being victimized. Victimized.
right. And our listener Tiri points out they hate black women more than anything. Well, there's a reason why Tupac said that black women are the most hated people in the world.
I mean, really, it just combines two of the things they hate. They hate women and they hate black people. Black women, they are the most loathed by Republicans. All right, let's move on. The New York State has put a 1 year stop to all data centers being built.
Oof,
Reuters-
that's interesting
Oh,
because
yeah.
there was a big one that they were looking to build in Niagara Falls over by the casino.
Not anymore. Reuters reports the moratorium positions New York at the forefront of a growing national debate over how to manage the infrastructure needed to support artificial intelligence. While technology companies are racing to build new data centers, lawmakers and regulators in dozens of states are weighing measures to limit their effect on electricity grids, utility bills, and local communities. No one who isn't a billionaire wants these fucking monstrosities. And this is bipartisan hate. No one likes AI. Everyone hates data centers. Both are wildly unpopular across the political spectrum. Like, we hate them, Republicans hate them. And it wouldn't be so bad if AI worked as advertised, but it doesn't. Add that to the massive negative impact on communities, power and water bills, and billionaires who keep openly promising to destroy both jobs and humanity. Data centers are giant targets waiting to be burned to the ground when the AI bubble pops. I promise you that's going to happen. When the AI bubble pops and the economy goes kaboom and everyone looks at AI data centers and say, you fucking did that, I guarantee you people are going to start burning them to the fucking ground because they're huge static targets. They're not, you can't move them, and they're so large it's going to be hard to protect them properly, and people are going to burn them to the fucking ground. Now, it should be noted, these data centers are never built near wealthy communities. They always find their way towards poor communities and minority communities, like Elon Musk, who's currently smothering a rural black community in Tennessee with illegal diesel generators pumping out toxic fumes to power his massive AI data center. Mediocre racist white people would be fine if the data centers were only impacting black people, but they're not. So this is going to be a thing that's going to keep spreading through both parties because it's just good politics for both of them. Nobody likes data centers.
So Deadline reports that Democratic AGs in 12 states, including California, the 500-pound gorilla of states, are suing to block the obviously illegal merger/hostile takeover of Warner Brothers by MAGA Republican-owned Paramount. We talked about this earlier this year when Netflix dropped out of the
that was unfortunate.
Yeah. So that Paramount could own yet another brand. The AGs are suing over concerns of monopoly and damage to competition in theaters and on cable TV, as well as lost jobs. We all know this is more about a rabid fascist Republican family, the Ellisons, not taking over more of the media, including CNN. Republicans really want them to take over CNN so they can destroy it, like they did CBS, which is doing very poorly.
Oh, yeah, it's going great. And somehow, it's weird. I keep hearing two things. Either Barry Weiss is getting fired or she's getting promoted. I don't know which is happening yet.
Yeah, who knows? This kind of media consolidation is what authoritarian governments do, and the propaganda is endless, but the AGs can't say that in court, so they're using an antitrust lawsuit, which is, I do want to point out, this is what they did in Turkey, right? Where he just took over all of the media organizations.
Same thing in Hungary.
Or Hungary, that's what I meant. Hungary, not Turkey.
I think they did the same thing in Turkey, though.
I don't know. but for sure they did it in Hungary
And Russia.
and Russia and all of the places. Everyone is always demanding that Democrats do something, and this is what that looks like. As Rachel Maddow always says, watch this space.
Yep, we're definitely gonna have to get back to this one. We'll be touching back on this story.
I really hope that they succeed, even though I'm my self-care of the week is going to mention a Paramount show. I'm so sorry, guys. Sorry. Anyway, on to self-care of the week. So the World Cup is still going on. So I have been in it. I am in it. Yesterday,
That's
we watched
pickleball, right? World Cup for pickleball? I
so
forget.
as I mentioned last week, football's not on, so football it is. So yesterday I watched Spain beat France, which I mean, Spain.
My God, it looks like someone just flicked the sun on.
I know, that's crazy, right? It's funny because I have Restream up and I have Substack, so I'm very clear on one side and I'm in the dark on the other. I look like a, what do you call it? A confidential informant on the one side.
Ah!
Hey, hold on one second. Hey, I can hear your thing. I'm recording. Thank you. So, yeah, yesterday Spain beat France. It was I guess not too shocking. They're the two best teams right now. Even though Argentina is the defending champion of the World Cup, but still Spain and France are really good teams. So we all thought that France was going to go to the final, but I was very happy that it's going to be Spain and Lamine Yamal, who is he just turned 19 and he's going to be in his first World Cup final. So that's pretty cool.
Damn.
Today, Wednesday, Argentina is facing England. I am an Argentina stan. There's a lot of hate for Argentina on TikTok, which is, so silly.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Suddenly, like TikTok has decided that Messi is being helped by the refs, which is funny because Messi chased a World Cup for like 3 decades or however long he was in soccer for, and then he only got his first World Cup 4 years ago. So the idea that he's suddenly being helped by FIFA is hilarious. Like, if that were true, believe me, they would have given him a World Cup before, but whatever. So Argentina is facing England. I hope that they stomp on England, but who knows? They're two really, really good teams, so I don't know what's going to happen. And then Sunday is the World Cup final, and I'm going to go watch it with my oldest son, which is going to be fun. We're going to buy dinner and enjoy the game.
What are you going to do after that?
God, I don't know.
It's just going to be a wasteland of no sports for you.
I know. It's so crazy that I've become this person. So, this is what happens when you have men who love sports in your life. You just get in it. You have to have something to talk to your kid about. So you're like, I guess I'm a soccer fan now. The other thing that I've been watching this week is The Dutton Ranch, which is a spinoff of Yellowstone, and it has Beth and Rip. It's actually very good. So after Yellowstone ended, there was 2 spinoffs from that with there's other spinoffs of Yellowstone, but these were the ones with the modern cast. So the first one was Marshall's, which, don't get me wrong, was good, but it kind of lacked, it was more just a regular police thing, and it kind of lacked the Yellowstone vibe. But the Dutton Ranch is all like Yellowstone. It's very good. So I'm on
sure
episode 5.
I'm sure Mrs. Ogre will get to it.
Yeah, I actually think that you would like Yellowstone. Because you liked Lioness.
I did. And season 3 is coming, so I have to go back and watch seasons 1 and 2 again.
Yes, I do the same thing.
All right. So my self-care of the week. So on the insistent demand of Lawrence Whitteman of the Daily Whatever Show, I got my hands for my birthday and for Father's Day. I got the first 2 books of Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's how do you explain Dungeon Crawler Carl? it's a sci-fi fantasy sort of. Basically, Earth is invaded by aliens, or it's taken over by aliens. Most of the population is killed, like instantly, and millions of people are placed in a dungeon, essentially a fantasy dungeon. It's all science fiction, but you've heard the phrase. Well, you probably haven't because you don't know science fiction. But Arthur C. Clarke had written once that any science or any technology sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic. So the technology is so advanced that it's effectively they're living in a magic dungeon, right? It's literally just Dungeons and Dragons for them, and it's indistinguishable. They can't tell the difference. It's all technology. It's like being in a fantasy video game with uh, menus and everything, and it's just like being in a video game, except if you die, you die. And they have to go through 18 levels of this dungeon, and it gets increasingly harder. And most of the people, like, no one's ever made it past the 11th level of a dungeon, and they do this to planets all over the galaxy. Earth is just the most recent one. And you're following the title character, Carl, and his cat. And it's really funny. It's very, very funny, and it's really, really interesting. And I'm like absolutely enjoying the shit out of it. I just started reading it 2 days ago. Like I've only had two chances to sit down and read it for like an hour a piece, and I'm already like up page 140. So I'm going to there's 8 books so far, and I'm very happy. And there's going to be a whole bunch more. I don't know how many he's planning the author's planning to write, but there's also a TV series has been greenlit. It's being done by Seth MacFarlane, which is amazing because he's the guy who did whatchamacallit, what the hell's the name of the show? It's like a Star Trek show, but it's not Star Trek. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the name of the show. It had 3 seasons and it got canceled. Well, not canceled, but they just never went back to do it. And it's an amazing series. It's like the best Star Trek show that's not Star Trek. But it's Steph MacFarlane does everything he does is amazing. So when he does this, it's going to be incredible, and I'm super, super excited this is happening. It has been a minute since I read a book for fun. So
Seth MacFarlane, isn't he the creator of Family Guy and American Dad?
Yep, that guy, same one.
Oh yeah, I like his stuff.
And he's done a bunch of live action stuff too, and it's just he's fantastic, and he really knows how to do. Like he's done a couple of sci-fi things, and the Orville. That's it. Thank you, Real Pambo. He did the Orville, which is the Star Trek show. That's not Star Trek, but it is like the best Star Trek show, even though it's not Star Trek. So it's going to be incredible, and I'm very, very much looking forward to this series. And I have to keep reading books before it comes out. So, also this past Saturday, we talked about it last week, but June and Lila did not come to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show with us. They went to go do fireworks. They went to go watch fireworks with their friends in Alexandria because they're going away to college in a month, and this is going to be their last chance to hang out with their friends for a long time. So I took Lillian and Anastasia. We were going anyway, but they hadn't seen it with a live shadow cast, which is a bunch of people who just act out the entire movie. And it was amazing. They had a great time. And it was so much fun. They had an enormously great time. It was hilarious. And we're probably going to start making that like a regular thing. Like every 6 months, we're going to keep going back because it's something you have to do repeatedly so you can just learn all the lines and scream them out, which is half the fun.
That's cute.
Yes. It's definitely a show that you take your kids to.
So sports for me and nerd stuff for you. Seems typical, like a typical.
Yeah,
week.
I don't know that Rocky Horror is considered nerd stuff.
No, I was talking about the book, not
okay.
Not the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Lots of people like that.
Oh yeah. All right. That is it for today's show. The Opinionated Ogre podcast, like the newsletter, is free and 100% supported by you, our amazing audience. We have no advertisers or sponsors. Maybe we will someday. Maybe we won't. But please consider becoming a paid subscriber for only $5 a month or just $50 a year. If you would prefer a one-time donation, we now have PayPal and Venmo buttons for your convenience. Help others join the organization conversation by sharing the Og Pod on the social media platform of your choice and giving us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you are listening. You can find me at the Opinion Ogre on Substack, Blue Sky, and also on TikTok. Florida Woman, where can our beloved audience find you?
You can find me at Florida Woman Rants on Substack and TikTok.
Awesome. The next Blue Wave is coming November 3rd, 2026. Just 109 days until we storm the beaches and stomp the Nazis into the dirt. They cannot stop it, no matter how fucking hard Trump demands they do. Remember, you are never alone. We beat the fascists once, and we will fucking do it again. Adios.
Adios.
Wait, Morgan, they wouldn't let you in to see Rocky Horror as a teen? Wait, were you by yourself? I mean, if you're by yourself, yeah. But if, I never tried getting in as a teenager by myself. I was always with an adult. And by the time I was 18, then it didn't matter. But they would never let a kid in by themselves because it's not a kid's movie. But you definitely take kids to see it because it definitely leaves an impression. Right, Anastasia? Rocky Horror Show leaves an impression?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Yeah, definitely 15. They're not going to let you in at 15 by yourself. You should definitely go see it as an adult, though, with a shadow cast if you can. It's way more fun with an audience screaming the lines and people acting it out. So much fun. All right. Let me let you guys go. We will see you next week. Thank you for joining us, and we love you guys.
Bye, guys.